reflect with me on the paradox, detach to attach. In a world where people highly praise attachment to things, highly prize this way of life, it is important for us to deeply reflect and meditate on the liberating power of detachment. What are the things that people are attaching themselves to that we need to detach from? Material things. Things like properties. Things like power. Things like fame. Things like popularity. One may ask the question, is it bad to be popular? Is it bad to be famous? Is it bad to have landed properties, to have a car? No, it is not bad in itself. So these things are not bad in themselves, but they have the tendency of entrapping he who looks for them. And the person who goes after them should not and must not put all his energy, all his time, all his resources on them. Yes, they give certain sort of happiness, but in their very nature, they are temporal, which means their happiness do not endure forever. Their happiness is just for a time being, for a short while. They can fade away. Wisdom demands that one should have some measure of control over them, not to be unreasonably attached to them, not to be unnecessarily clinged to them, because they have the tendency of robbing one's happiness and one's rest of mind. And if that is true, there is emptiness in them. To fill this emptiness, there must be something beyond. And that thing is what the individual needs to attach himself or herself to. I bring before you that thing, God. God is the true source of happiness. God is the true fountain of peace. God is the true fountain of contentment. I have examples for you to reflect on. One of them is St. Augustine. He tried temporal things. He found no peace. He was restless. And he tried eternal things. He tried God. And lo and behold, peace, contentment flowed like a river within and outside him. So he had to conclude in these words, O Lord, you have made us for yourself, and our hearts are restless until they rest with you. Another example is the author of the book of Ecclesiastes at chapter 1. He remarks, vanity of vanities is all vanity. Because of the emptiness that comes from material things, because of the imperfections that they have, because of their lack of given satisfaction. So wisdom demands that anyone who is entrapped in this box of temporality should try things of eternity. God. Example of one who was entrapped by these things is Herod the Tetrarch. At chapter 7 of the Gospel of Luke, he is perplexed, he is disturbed, he is restless when he hears about the good things that Jesus is doing. He knows so well that he had silenced John the Baptist, who was a moral conscience to him, who could bring him to the track because of his inability to control himself by taking his brother's wife. We know what happened to John. He silenced him by beheading him. He couldn't believe that something is happening again. He wanted to see Jesus. Perhaps he thought that his power is at stake. So that is what happens when one attaches himself to these things. I wouldn't want my peace of mind to be taken away. I will want to have rest of mind. Indeed, I will want you to have rest of mind as well. So if that is our goal and purpose, I believe it is right that we are reflecting on this topic. We need to remind ourselves, because these things that I'm talking about, they are like salty water. The more you drink them, the more you want. I wouldn't want to have that kind of headache. I believe you wouldn't want to have that kind of headache. May God give us strength to prioritize Him, to have peace of mind, to have happiness, and to settle us in the way of peace. Amen.